Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, 2 James, back in the building. Another video, Marvel Contest of Champions. So today, I know somebody requested for a mastery video a while back. So, I'm going to give you a quick browse of the kind of masteries I have. Now, I'm not saying that this is what you should have or anything like that, but the way the masteries I have set up fits my playstyle. So, if you're kind of like me, maybe this will fit you, or maybe if you want to take a look at some of the ones I have and you want to add it to your base, hey, that's perfect. So going into it, what I recommend, everybody should have this maxed out. Precision and cruelty. Those two are vital. To me, it benefits every champ, but most importantly, Black Widow, definitely. Captain America, Yellow Jacket, um, who else? Daredevil, especially. So those are a few that I know off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others, but those are a few that I know that I use that benefits from those two right there. Now I do want to unlock this one right here, Despair. The buffs applied to enemies reduce their healing and regeneration effects by 5% each. So if you got one of them dudes with the willpower, even though willpower is not OP like it used to, but even if you have that or like coagulate, this will definitely put a knock into their little thing they got going on. Now these two, I keep them at one. They don't really do much, especially for the PI. They ain't really all that. I do want to put some more here in Pierce, but one that's pretty good for the most part. And we keep these at one. There's no point in maxing those. So let's get on over to the defense. Now, like I said, it all is based on the playing style of your choice. Me personally, I don't really rely on block much, but the block is definitely useful. And perfect block and block proficiency definitely helps with your PI if that's what you're looking for. And block proficiency to me is a must. Stand your ground is pretty good to especially because you know that there's certain champs that does block break. I know if you guys ever notice, what's his name, Crossbones. Like even if you're blocking after like a couple hits in his combo, he'll eventually just get through it. Same thing with Black Widow. She can kind of get through it. I believe also Iron Fist. I could be wrong. Now, like I said, willpower is not what it used to be, but to me, it's still a must in your masteries. I just unlocked recovery. Love it. It keeps me in a lot of fights, especially when it's teamed up with Salve. I do plan to max this one out. Salve, your champions recover 2 point health twice per second for 60 seconds. So if you team that up with this one, where you increase any health your champions recover during the fight by 15%, they go hand in hand. These you keep at one. No point. This is a waste. Don't even put any points in this. And physical resistance. I mean, come on. This game has diverse amount of champs, so ain't no point. Now, this one here is my favorite. Coagulate. Champions take 10% less damage from any bleed. So when you're facing those, when you're in Alliance Quest and you're on the maps that has that bleed route, you won't be bleeding as much. So definitely good to at least get one or two in here if you can. This one here is also pretty good. Inequity. Decrease opponent's attack by 2% for each detrimental. Up to a maximum of 36% reduction. This is the next one on my list, if I can get to it. And eventually I want to get Searcher. Reduce duration of enemy bleed by 10%. So if you got those two in, yeah, you'll still be bleeding, but you'll be bleeding very slow. No matter how it's stacked. So it'll definitely keep you in the fight longer. On to this last one. This one, if you have a duped Scarlet Witch, Magic, or Doctor Strange, you will benefit this. I only recommend this if you have those three champs duped. I think it's one more champ I'm missing, but yeah. Now here, me personally, this is a must. This works a lot better than parry, because for one, parry cannot dodge any specials. So if you have dexterity, any champ you have turns into a mini Daredevil. So if you time it right and you back up right on time, you see the little dexterity pop up, you take no damage. So if you can learn your dodging or the timing, just like how you time your parries, if you could time your dexterity dodges, this is a must. I mean, you will avoid a lot of damage. Like the Iron Man 2 special, you time it right, you slide back, no damage. The Ultron first special, the Kang first special, who else? The L2 of Rocket Raccoon. As long as you don't get hit by the kick, you can dodge that bomb. Same thing with Agent Venom. You can dodge the L2. What are the specials? You have like who's on Magneto? Magneto's on a little more tougher, especially that second one, since it kind of drags through the whole part of the stage. But also like Loki, you could dodge his little staff on the L1. Cyclops, only the L1. The L2, well, yeah, you could do the L2. But like I said, it's all in the timing, so I recommend this one. Now, Limber, you're going to need this if you're going against like the heavy stuns, like an Electro or Thor. I wouldn't max it out. 2 to 3, I think, would be just fine. Now, of course, parry is one of my favorites. I mean, this helped me get through Act 4. I mean, I don't know why it took so long for me to get it, but yeah, this is a must. Stupefy, when your champions inflict stun, it lasts 0.5 seconds. Now, you see, you only start off with 0.1. So by the time you get it maxed out, it's at 0.5. May not sound like a lot. You will see the difference. Trust me. Petrify, when your champions inflict stun, they also reduce enemy health and power gains by up to 30%. Another must. I recommend maxing this out. This, you will see the difference in your fighting and how longer you can stay in the fight and how much quicker you can take your opponent down. Especially if you got the Daredevils, anyone that inflicts stun, Daredevil, your Captain Americas, your Electros. Who else inflicts stun? Electros. Man, why am I forgetting everybody else? Oh, your Thor, Ronin, and you know those. Yes. And then last but not least, Pacify. When your champions inflict stun, they also reduce trigger abilities by 30%. Another thing that keeps you in the fight. Don't waste your time on the XPs. You gain XP as you go, especially now that we have this little bonus going on for the 2-year anniversary. Piece of cake. You don't need to waste your time on this. This one, I don't know too many people that use this. I mean, for me, this works well with Thor, but I mean, like I say, to each his own. I wouldn't touch none of that, me personally. But like I said, everybody fights differently. You know, I'm not interested in none of this in this area with the Scotland's. I ain't cool with that. But what I do want to, where is it? Yeah, so what's on my recommend list with the base I have is Despair, and then you want to get into deep wounds, especially if you have a lot of bleed champs. I mean, the best one with the bleed stack is Black Panther. His second special alone stacks it up to about 3 or 4. So having this bad boy on, oh man, your opponent will be leaking, literally. Unfazed, I haven't really read too much in this. When an enemy evades, your champions have a 17% chance to stack critical damage for the... Oh, well, this is pretty decent. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Well, my first time reading into that. That's pretty good. And Assassin is definitely a must afterwards. That's when you get deeper on into the gameplay. But for the bases, on attack, precision, and cruelty, the ones that have 5/5, a must. On defense, I prefer having the blocks maxed out, except for the third one. Don't really need to max it out. Willpower definitely comes in handy. Not like what it used to be, but it's definitely useful. And then once you get to the utility branch, dexterity, 1 is fine. I mean, like I said, once you learn how to time it, 1 is good enough. You don't need to put no more than 1 in that. Limber, keep it 2 to 3, and the rest of these that have maxed out works for me. If you want to try it, see how it works for you, but it definitely makes a difference for me. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up my masteries. I appreciate the guy who asked for it. I think his name was DPS. I have to double look. But shout out to you. Here's your video. You know, I always try to take care of any requests that people would like to see. I'm gonna try eventually to start doing some feature crystals once I get the channel a little more established. I'm trying to work on getting my intro done so the videos look a little more professional. You know what I'm saying? Better for the viewer eyes, you know. But I definitely want to feed the content to the channel, diversify myself a little bit with the games. So yeah, there's plenty more to come. If you need any other videos you would like to request, write it down in the comments. I'll do my best to get it done. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at 2JAM3S. Please like, subscribe, and share. Reach out to me. I talk back. My comments show. I'm always commenting. So you'll definitely get your feedback. And that's all. This your boy 2 James signing out.